We'll try to explore one more new topic. So this topic which is related to the Excel activities. So basically, if you don't have any Excel activities, so go to the manage packages and try to install this Excel packages. Okay. So now we'll try to explore how we can read this data from the Excel file. So I have one Excel file which is the name of customer engagement. So in this Excel file, I have this data. So now how we can read this data and show this data into the output variable. Okay. So basically here we have multiple activities. Let me go and click check here. So when I go and check, so I have this Excel file and we have another thing is workbooks. So Excel scope is there, Excel workbook activities is there. And when I go to the model, so I have this three different types of. So now we'll try to export these three things. So first of all, I will go with the Excel application and next we'll go at those two as well. So if you go this Excel application scope, then we need to take this the path. This is my path. So this is going to help. It reads this particular file. Okay. So it having CSV data now. Okay, let it find. So CS statement is also fine. So now I want to read that range. So for that I am taking read range. So here I have the read range. Just drag and drop this read range, and let me open this particular CSV file. And I have the sheet name has called customer engagement. Just update this thing to here. So let me update this data. Okay. After this, we can see this double quotes. So if you keep double quotes, it's fine, or you can keep this empty. So anything is fine. So once this is done, so the basically what it will do now, it will read that range from this Excel file, and this has to store in some variable. So when you go to this properties, and we can see this output. So output by defaultly it will store as a one data table. So now I'm creating one data table. So just I'm reading from the CSV file. So I will make it a CSV data table. So this variable you can design as per your convenience. So this is my convenient for remember purpose. So that's why I created like this. Okay, this is done. After this, I want to see output. So just I will check into the immediate window as of now. So I will put one message box downside just for referring purpose. That's it. I will update here. Check. Okay. Now I will go with debug code. So basically what happened now, every time if you're running the first time, so you will try with this debug mode, then it will show the error where it got occurs. For example, if you run all at once, so it will won't give the error. I will just give the pop-up, but it is not that much easy to identify that error. So now I'm going to step into method. So it will take some couple of seconds to compile all the activities. And now, when I use this Excel application scope, one thing should be mandatory. So, whenever using this activities, Excel file, I mean Excel application should be installed in our machine. Okay, now if I click on step into, it will open the one Excel file. So now you can see this Excel file has been opened. So you can see whatever the Excel file we want to read, that is the same Excel file, it's got opened. Okay, after that, it will go to do sequence and it will read the range from this particular workbook. I mean, workbook means particular sheet. And when I click on this, it got read. After that, I'm checking the data here. So CSV data table. So one moment, what happened here? So we need to change the scope of the variable. So now I'm stopping this part again, and I will run with change of the scope. So make sure that the scope is important the thing. Okay. Now I will put breakpoint here. I know these activities are working fine. So that's why I'm going to run more. So it will run, it will open this Excel file and it will read that particular data and it got closed. Okay, once it is open, once it came out of this particular Excel application scope, the Excel file automatically it will close. Now we can see this data. So CSV data table and we can see all the data has been exported. So this is the classic activities with the help of Excel application scope. Now we'll see this workbook activities. Okay, just I will comment out this one. So let me disable. If you want, you can enable let it print. Now I'm taking workbook activities. So for workbook activities, read range is here. So when you come and check, is the read range workbook. So this is the one. Just drag and drop, and this is the same path. Okay, let me copy this path and I will update. And I have the sheet now. So let me open the sheet here. So this is the my sheet name. I'm copying from here again, and I will update here. Okay, read range is here also, it's optional if you want to keep blank, or you can double quotes, anything is fine. And go to this properties again. This output also saving into the data table format. Just update CSV data table. So this is a table which I have created. Okay, I'm running this one. This is having only one activity. I will go with the run mode and I will clear this all data. Let me clear. Okay, it's thrown some error. So it's has some error because, so if it is the format is in CSV file. Okay, CSV file, it cannot be read with the read range workbook. So this should be the format either XLSX or XLSM, and you can see this. So this does it having a support extensions only these four formats. So CSV won't support it. So now what I will do now, I will just open this Excel file and I will save it as the Excel format. So just I will save it as this and I will select the same location and I will change this and I will make it as 1. So this is for my references. Okay, I'm closing this and later I will copy this as a path and I will go and change this. Okay, now I'm running this part again. So just I change this format of the extension of the particular workbook. Okay, now when I enter this CSV and we can see this data. So whatever the data is available with the help of we tried just now we tried getting the data with the help of Excel application scope. Whatever it will be, same data we can fetch it with the read range workbook. So only the difference is, so when you use Excel application scope in our machine, so this is one of the interview question. So what is the difference between application scope activities and read range workbook activities? So just you can update the answer as, so if you're using Excel application scope, mandatory Excel application should be installed in your machine if you want to do the particular activities. So if you go with the read range workbook, Excel application is not mandated to install in the particular machine. If you want to see the data, then Excel application is mandatory. So this is the difference between of these two things. Okay, let me clear this data as well here. Now we got two methods are completed, and now we are going to the modern activities. So let me before going that check this modern activities is enabled or not. So by defaultly it might be the unfiltered or a filter. So just enable this option and go with. Now just enter this Excel. So just scroll little bit down and we can see this. This is entire related to the Excel and we can see this type is modern. Okay. And go to down the first step. So we need to use this Excel process scope. I will tell you why we need to use. So basically, if you want to read that range of particular Excel file, so for that we need to take one more activity which we called open one thing is here. Let me grab that. Okay, use Excel file. Okay, if you use this Excel file here, we need to update that path. Okay, and we got one error. So just I'm hovering this error. So value for the activities urban path was not supplied. So okay, let me supply this path. So this is my path. Okay, I have some updated. Okay, still it's having some error. So UiPath recommends, I mean UiPath saying that. So this Excel file inside of the Excel process scope. So by default, this should be inside of this Excel scope. If it is not inside, then it will throw that error. So let it keep inside. That's it. After that, so I want to read now. So what I will do now, I will just put outside and I will remove this two activity. I will keep this one. So if I remove that, one extra activity got removed, do activity. So I'm disabling the top activity and let me expand this. And here do activities. Here what you want, you can do that. So now let me, I want to read that range. Now. So go and check here, read range is there. So this is not, I'm not that familiar with these things, but I want to check where it is happening. So that's why a little bit time taken here. So now I want to read range. So just drag and drop read range. So if you update here, I know that sheet, but I will tell you here. So I know that this sheet, I will directly update here. Okay, it's throwing that error. So let me save this to CSV data table. This is fine, and it's throwing that error. So we don't know, but thing is here we updated the same thing. It's not throw any error of these both two activities which we were earlier. So now it's throwing that error. So just go and click on this plus icon, and you can see this. So if you see, just to hover on this Excel file, you can see the from the drop down side, you can see the multiple things are there. So this is related to the sheets. Okay, if you have multiple sheets, 5 sheets, it will show the 5 sheets. If you have 7 sheets, it will show all the details of the particular sheets. Now come here and check this. Just double click, it will update. You can see this now, it will update it here. So if you know this query, you can just excel sheet dot excel dot sheets. After that, you can update whatever the sheet name is, and you can just update it this. Okay, now let me run this again. Okay, so if you not use that Excel process application, it won't work. So here also problem is the Excel application should be installed in your machine. So if it is not installed my machine, 100% it will throw that error. So now it will open that Excel workbook. So you can see this workbook has been opened and it will read that data. So let me step into the data has been read and it will close that Excel file automatically once you out of this use application scope. I mean use application scope means use Excel file and we can see this data. So mine is I updated CSV table. Okay, this is the data. So just you can just click on that continue. It will give the sum pop and what has been stopped. So these are the three methods how we can read this data from the Excel point side. So we saw here CSV. So in the first Excel scope, we can use the CSV. So when you go with workbook activities, rearrange, writing, those who are related to the workbooks. So if you use that, Excel application is not mandated to install. When you are using Excel scopes. So you can see here Excel application scope or Excel process scope. When you're using those kind of activities, then mandatory the Excel file should be installed in your machine. Wherever we are using these activities in that particular machine, this Excel file must be installed. Okay, for coming to the second one, read and workbooks. So it will update the data, but if you want to see that data, whether it's updated properly or not, for that time, so we need to install it machine. I mean, install it Excel application. So this is a thing. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, make sure to hit that like button, share with your friends, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to turn off notifications so you never miss an upload.